जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तेरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे राधे श्याम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री वृंदावन धाम की गौर प्रेमानंदे और glorious to some devotees All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Jataha. Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah, you can. Thank you. Okay. Gita. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanai Shastra Vistrai Yasvayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padman Vinisritai Bharatamrita Sarvasvam Vishnor Bhaktat Vinisritai Gito Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanma Navidyate Eka Shastra Devaki Putra Gita Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eka mantrastasya namani karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Henrik, yes, still? See you always in Braj, in Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. Also, greetings to all the devotees and friends who are watching on the YouTube. Anantavija, Prabhu, and so many others, Hare Krishna, who watch and or will watch in the future. We are now discussing the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text 12 and 13. This is one of the very, very important, powerful shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita. We will see what's going on there. Now is first time in the Bhagavad Gita. You know, Bhagavad Gita starts with Arjuna ordering to Krishna, to Lord Krishna, please bring our chariot in between the two armies so I can see the better whom I have to fight with. You know, that was the order. First starts with Arjuna's order. Then, after some time, Arjuna surrenders. Arjuna has doubts, and then he surrenders to Krishna. Shishya ste ham. I'm becoming your shishya, your disciple. Shadimam, please teach me. Tvām prapannam, I'm surrendering unto you. After some time, one who was giving orders and who was very clever, giving advice to Krishna, now is becoming a disciple. And then Lord Krishna is instructing Arjuna, and Arjuna has questions, and it is first time that Arjuna doesn't have question. This is like Bhagavatam, this is Bhagavatam part of the Gita. Why? Because the devotee is speaking, his own realization about Lord Krishna. So let's hear what has Arjuna realized here. Very powerful realization. We will hear from the Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas. Let's sing the shloka. It's very purifying, beneficial to sing this together. Okay. Arjuna uvāca. Paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma. Pavitraṁ paramam bhavān. puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam. ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum. āhus tvām ṛṣayaḥ sarve. devarṣir nāradas tathā. asito devalo vyāsaḥ. svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi. Please.
Arjuna uvāca.
Arjuna uvāca.
Paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma.
Paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma.
Pavitraṁ paramam bhavān.
Pavitraṁ paramam bhavān.
Puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam.
Puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam.
ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
āhus tvām ṛṣayaḥ sarve.
āhus tvām ṛṣayaḥ sarve.
devārṣir nāradas tathā.
devārṣir nāradas tathā
asito devalo vyāsaḥ
asito devalo vyāsaḥ
svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi
Arjuna uvāca together. Paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma pavitraṁ paramam bhavān puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum āhus ṛṣayaḥ sarve devarṣir nāradas tathā asito devalo vyāsaḥ svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi Arjuna uvāca paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma pavitraṁ paramaṁ bhavān puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum āhus tvām ṛṣayaḥ sarve devarṣir nāradas tathā asito devalo vyāsaḥ svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi Arjuna uvāca paraṁ brahma paraṁ dhāma pavitraṁ paramaṁ bhavān puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum āhus ṛṣayaḥ sarve devarṣir nāradas tathā asito devalo vyāsaḥ svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi Mataji, you want to sing? Arjuna uvāca paraṁ dhāma pavitraṁ paramam bhavān puruṣaṁ śāśvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum āhus ṛṣayaḥ sarve devarṣir nāradas tathā asito devalo vyāsaḥ svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi Okay, let's sing. Let's at least learn some words here. We'll word for word meanings. At least we may remember at least something from this. One word sufficient. If you learn one word, sufficient. If you know them all, you repeat in bliss. Okay. Arjuna uvāca. Arjuna said. Paraṁ, supreme. Brahma, truth. Paraṁ, supreme. Dhāma, sustenance. Pavitraṁ, pure. Paramaṁ, supreme. Bhavān, you. Puruṣaṁ, personality. śāśvataṁ, eternal. Divyam, transcendental. ādi-devam, the original Lord. Ajaṁ, unborn. Vibhum, greatest. Ahu, say. Tvām, of you. ṛṣayaḥ, sages. Sarve, all. deva-ṛṣiḥ, the sage among the demigods. Nāradas, Narada. Tathā, also. Asita, Asita. Devalo, Devalo. Vyāsaḥ, Vyāsaḥ. Svayaṁ, personally. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Bravīṣi, you are explaining. Me, unto me. Me, me unto me. Me unto me. Bravīṣi, me. Svayaṁ caiva bravīṣi me. Now you are personally explaining this to me. So what he's explaining, what Lord Krishna is explaining personally to Arjuna. Arjuna said, please listen carefully, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages, such as Narada, Asito, Devala, and Vyāsaḥ, confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In these two verses, the Supreme Lord gives a chance to the Mayavadi philosopher, for his it is clear that the Supreme is different from the individual soul. Arjuna, after hearing the essential 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, so these essential 4 verses just before this, so this number 8, number 9, number 10, and number 11. So everyone should learn these verses by heart. We should all try to learn these 4 verses. So 10:8, 10:9, 10:10, and 10:11. If you're not good with Sanskrit, at least you can learn the translation, or at least the basic message or meaning, because these are the crucial 4 Chatushloki of the Bhagavad Gita. And then after this Chatushloki, Arjuna have complete realization of Krishna. So let's see. So after hearing the essential 4 verses of Bhagavad, essential 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita in this chapter, became completely free from all doubts and accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He at once boldly declares, you are param Brahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And previously Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone. Where Krishna stated that previously? He says Krishna stated previously that he is the originator of everyone. Where? In the text number 8. 10:8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. Yes. So Lord Krishna declared in other places as well. Mata, we'll see many. Mata parataram nanyat. No, 7th chapter. There is nothing, greater than me. Everything rests on me, just as the pearls are on the string. Like this, so many verses are there, and now it's the final realization of Arjuna. So let's continue. And previously, Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone, every demigod, and every. What is that? Can we turn off the mobile, please, or put it on the mute? Yeah, thank you. Or maybe it's translation going on. I don't know. Hare Krishna. Okay, and previously, thank you. And previously, Krishna stated that he is the originator of everything and everyone. Every demigod and every human being is dependent on him. Man and demigods, out of ignorance, think that they are absolute and independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That ignorance is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service. This has already been explained in the previous verse by the Lord. Now, by His grace, have you seen this? So that ignorance, that we are independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we are absolute, is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service. And this has already been explained in the previous verse by the Lord. Tesham ivanukam partam aham agyana ajaṁ tamaha. So agyana, or all the ignorance born from the darkness, tamaha, is dispelled by the lamp of knowledge which I light within the heart of my devotee. Lord Krishna gives knowledge within the heart himself. He declares, aham, me. That's very, very, very special. So says, we have to nicely understand every sentence of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Every demigod and every human being is dependent on him. Man and demigods out of ignorance think that they are absolute and independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it happens even to demigods. What's to speak of us? It happens even to the demigods that think sometimes they are independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That ignorance is removed perfectly by the discharge of devotional service, and this has been explained in previous verse. Now, by his grace, Arjuna is accepting him as the supreme truth in concordance with the Vedic injunction. It is not that because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend, Arjuna is flattering him, by calling him the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth. Whatever Arjuna says in these two verses is confirmed by Vedic truth. Vedic injunctions affirm that only one who takes to devotional service to the Supreme Lord can understand him, whereas others cannot. Each and every word of this verse spoken by Arjuna is confirmed by Vedic injunction. It's continuing. In the Kena Upanishad it is stated that the Supreme Brahman is the rest for everything, and Krishna has already explained that everything is resting on him. The Mundaka Upanishad, wonderful knowledge, of Krishna. Everything rests on Krishna. This interesting thing for meditate on, Everything rests on Krishna, what it means for us. Yeah. The Mundaka Upanishad confirms that the Supreme Lord in whom everything is resting can be realized only by those who engage constantly in thinking of him. This constant thinking of Krishna is smaranam, one of the methods of devotional service. It is only by devotional service to Krishna that one can understand his position and get rid of this material body. Next paragraph. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest. This is how Srila Prabhupada is not just writing something out just of his own inspiration. He's following shlokas. Was paraṁ brahma, paraṁ dhāma. Now Srila Prabhupada explains pavitraṁ, paramam. He is supremely pure. And now Srila Prabhupada explains. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest of the pure. One who understands that Krishna is the purest of the pure can become purified from all sinful activities. One cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders unto the Supreme Lord. So we can ask here a question, why and how? Hearing also requires thinking and reflecting. Only hearing will not help unless we reflect on what we heard. So each sentence here is very deep and requires an analysis and meditation. So for example, I'll just give you an example. So one cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders unto the Supreme Lord. How? Why? Why he cannot be disinfected unless he surrenders to the Supreme Lord? Why? Because if you don't surrender, your false ego will guide you. Our mind and false ego will guide us, and that means definitely we will go on the wrong path. So when we follow the right path, given by the Lord within the heart, who dispels the ignorance, or by the spiritual master, then our path is clear. Our path is clear. Okay, this is also confirmed by great personalities of whom Narada is the chief. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now we have paraṁ bhavān. Paraṁ bhavān. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one should always meditate upon him. And listen to this, please. One should always meditate upon him and enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him. One should enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him, with Lord Krishna. And this is our goal. This is our goal. We are practicing what we are practicing in our devotional service. We are practicing this, that we arrive to the point where we can enjoy what is transcendental relationship. That means not bodily relationship. Means not bodily relationship. Eternal relationship. This is what we are practicing. Okay. He is the supreme existence. He is free from bodily needs, birth and death. Not only does Arjuna confirm this, but all the Vedic literatures and the Puranas and histories. In all Vedic literatures, Krishna is thus described, and the Supreme Lord himself also says in the 4th chapter that although I am unborn, I am not born, but I appear on this earth to establish religious principles. He is the supreme origin. He has no cause, for he is the cause of all causes, and everything is emanating from him. This perfect knowledge can be had by the grace of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So this is beautiful definition of the God, given by himself, realized by Arjuna, and confirmed by Vedic injunctions and Vedic sages, great sages. Wonderful realization. And the last paragraph says, here Arjuna expresses himself through the grace of Krishna. If we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, that is about us. If we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should accept the statements in these 2 verses. This is called the parampara system, acceptance of the disciplic succession. Unless one is in the disciplic succession, he cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not possible by the so-called academic education. Not possible. Unfortunately, those proud of their academic education, despite so much evidence in Vedic literatures, stick to their obstinate conviction that Krishna is an ordinary person. Hare Krishna. Okay. Om Jnana Timirhandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva deva maya guruhu. Hare Krishna. All right, now we heard amazing realization of Arjuna, which is confirmed by all Vedic injunctions and by great sages like asito, devalo, vyāsaḥ. This, in India, people of India are, informed and educated, and they have faith in the Vedas, and if you argue and quoting shlokas from different scriptures, this is how it's going, acceptance will be there. So people of Bharata, people of India are naturally pious. Very pious, and they will easily accept if you establish by Shastra. But people in the West, as this last paragraph says, many people are just proud of their own academic education, no faith, they need more logical explanations, and this is perfectly logical explanations, and the power of Bhagavad Gita, we can say the power of Bhagavad Gita, which is introduced through the mouth of pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, has an effect. What effect it has? Makes one a devotee. Revives our, Krishna consciousness. Revives. And there are so many examples. How many people who were living ordinary lives, not spiritual lives at all, after getting in contact with Bhagavad Gita, got transformed. This is pavitraṁ, pure. Krishna is pure, and when we associate with him with pure heart, also transformation happens, and we accept him. Then we accept Krishna. Or we hear from the devotee. I came personally through the book. I just read the book and I accepted that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That for me was natural. When I read in the book, I said, it resonated with my heart. I just accepted it. And whoever does like this, is blessed. Our life then transforms. As soon as you accept, maybe somewhere you were born devotees, or born, but, many of us not. We weren't born as devotees, but we got in contact with transcendental knowledge somehow, by the mercy of those who distributed. My brother bought it in the school. He bought the book in the school. Somebody was going to schools, high school. So I got it through my brother, and that was it for me. That was the real initiation. The first, initiation is when you accept in your heart. Later comes the official thing, But the first thing, like, in the beginning, you can read in the Srila Prabhupada biography, Lilamrita, there would be like people men, for example, with long hair, and he's asking Srila Prabhupada, can I get initiated? No. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, you can, but you have to answer 2 questions. Who is Krishna? He says, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, all right, who are you? I am his eternal servant. Srila Prabhupada, okay, you can be initiated. That was the qualification. No shaved head, nothing, no dhotis at that time. This is the essence. This is the essence. Later, of course, we need to establish the movement, and big movements to establish standards increase, of course. But if you want to reach people, you have to lower things, make it more simple, and then when they come in, then you rise. That's how it goes. You cannot put a small child immediately in the high school. No, it doesn't happen. Preaching means, as Krishna Kshetra Maharaj very nicely described, it means you put in the mouth just the spoon as one can accept. You don't put this big one which you serve prasadam, because it will purify them, they will get, nothing comes in, when man runs away and never turns back. So, this requires a little bit of sensitivity. If Krishna is sensitive, Krishna himself is so sensitive. Thank God. Thank you, Krishna, for being so sensitive to our needs, to everything. And so it should also be like this. Especially if we outreach to other people, sharing this knowledge. It's nice to share with others. But you give according to what a person can accept. And how you can know what a person can accept? Well, aham ajaṁ tamaha. Lord Krishna is in the heart. He helps. Without his help, what can we do? Nothing. We cannot wake up. He says, without the grace of the super soul, we cannot wake up in the morning. Somebody has to wake you up. You cannot wake up by yourself. So Krishna is waking us up. So this is a devotee approach. You see, completely dependent on mercy of Krishna. So in the conclusion, we came up to the realization, not that there is no God, but there is no place without God. No. First is there a God, and then you realize not only that there is God, but there is nothing but God. And his energies, like a sun and his energies. This is also Krishna. Binna prakritir. This is material energy. What is material energy? What Krishna says, Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kam mano buddhi revacha. Ashta? 8. 8. They are my separated energies, binna. They are my energies, lower energy. And then he says they are higher energy, which are living beings. They are my higher energy. And I'm the originator of all. Wonderful definition of God. Wonderful definition. People think, who is God? What is God? You just hear from him. Give Krishna a chance. Give God a chance, and then we get perfect knowledge. And this was this text is explained, also mentioned in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, because this is very important text. It shows how Arjuna, and you will see the next verse as well, Sarvam etadritam manye, Lord Arjuna accepted, said, I accepted as truth everything that you said. Not, I accept this, but this I don't accept. Arjuna accepted everything as truth. And what Srila Prabhupada says, I noted it here. This is the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, all right? Srila Prabhupada says, very important sentence here. He says, according to the statements of Bhagavad Gita or statements of Arjuna, the person who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita. So now we are speaking about somebody who is trying to understand the Bhagavad Gita. We should at least theoretically accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At least theoretically. We should accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with that submissive spirit, we can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Unless one reads the Bhagavad Gita in a submissive spirit, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita because it is a great mystery. It's a great mystery. There are so many commentators on Bhagavad Gita, and they wrote so many different things. You can get, Bhagavad Gita is like a kalpa vriksha, so many things you can get from the Bhagavad Gita. If you want to expose on karma, you can perfect karma. Karma kanda, you can also get karma kanda. You can get karma yoga from the Bhagavad Gita. You can get ashtanga yoga from the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. Then you can get, jnana yoga from the Bhagavad Gita. So many things you can get from Bhagavad Gita. You can take and put your own emphasis. But if you accept Bhagavad Gita from the disciplic succession, then we can understand what is the actual fruit, what Lord Krishna wants to give us. The actual fruit, the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. The conclusion. And this conclusion, Krishna says to Arjuna, why? See, this conclusion cannot understand anybody who is envious on Krishna. And one who is envious, he doesn't know that he is envious. Do you know that? If you are envious, do you think you know it? You don't know you are envious. If you are envious. And what is the symptom of an envious person? He will be just, he will not like it. Krishna establishing himself here. Why? How can he speak like this? That he is so great. Yeah, we can envy. Like Shishupal. Shishupal is also in the heart of humans. He's there. He's there anyway. Why him? Why not me? Why Krishna is glorified all around? Why not me? One devotee, he was very intelligent. He was not a devotee, he was just becoming a devotee. And in Croatia, where I'm from. And he asked the spiritual master who was explaining knowledge about Krishna. He asked him, why Krishna is God? Why not me? Why not I? Why is him? So the spiritual master who was there explaining, he answered, because Krishna has documents. He has papers that he is God. Where are your papers that you are God? It was a sympathetic answer. No? Krishna has papers, Bhagavad Gita. At least there is a Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so you can say, is it truth or not? I don't know. Let's read and see, how it influences me. But where is your paper that you are God? So this person, he became a very, very dedicated devotee afterwards. He's a very, very intelligent man. And we came through this devotee later. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so these dynamics of how to accept and who will accept, we cannot know. We can't know. So when one is, for example, envy is there, then one will not accept Krishna. It's a submissive spirit. This submissive spirit, you cannot get it. It is either is it there, you can see. Interesting. But even you can get it, of course. Not that you cannot get it. It can develop in the association of pure devotee. So that was also, I heard quite some experiences of people who, in the beginning, they were against Krishna while reading some things, and against Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada speaks very strongly, and then he's like, how can we speak like this? They become offended. Some people become offended by reading, because Prabhupada, fools, rascals, how can he? But even these people who are, get offended after some time. I know one of them became, at least I, in my experience, one of those became a great devotee. Why? Because it acted. It acted upon the heart. There is a surgery going on. The sword of knowledge. Like that astrologer who, I think Urmila Mataji shared, Srila Prabhupada disciple, she shared with us on Facebook. I read some 1 year ago. She quoted some astrologer from the long time ago who said about Srila Prabhupada that he will write, but not with he will not write with a pen, but with a fire, something like this, with fire, and that fire will just burn the ignorance of the whole world. Something like this, I'm paraphrasing. And this is the truth. There's a fire emanating from Srila Prabhupada's books that burns the ignorance. It's like a deepa, and it brings enlightenment. And this is not just a poetic, it's really happening. This is really happening. I saw so many people and I heard of many people also. I knew personally one man, he was like in his 60s when I was young brahmachari. He was in his 60s, and I came to we were going door to door, distributing books, and I came to his door, knock, 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 and I'm offering him the Bhagavad Gita and a few other books, and he's telling me, wait, and he's coming back and he shows me the Bhagavad Gita, previous edition, and he says, please come in. I came in, and then he opened the Bhagavad Gita. He told, I want to share with you something which is very intimate for me. He said, come in. And he opened, that old Bhagavad Gita had one beautiful painting of Krishna with that calf. Krishna is hugging the calf, and sitting like this, something like this. Very beautiful picture. And he read, he was reading carefully the Gita, and he read this text 9:26. Patram pushpam, if one offers me with love a flower, I will accept it. And he had faith in it. He was having faith. And then he opened the book and he showed me there was a flower, like pressed flower which he kept in the book. And then he told me the whole story, how once he was thinking about this, and then he was walking outside, and he saw one flower. And then he just picked it up. He looked left and right to see that he's alone. And then he just said, my dear Lord Krishna, please accept this flower. He was keeping his whole life, this flower. So this is sufficient. This is sufficient. This is bhakti. So this bhakti, just by reading Krishna's words, his heart completely transformed. He passed away now. He's not anymore here in this world. I think he's somewhere with Krishna, or offering some flowers, or who knows. We cannot know. But this is the devotion. This is bhakti yoga, dhāna. The Vrindavan Das Thakur, the author of Chaitanya Bhagavata, the biography of Lord Chaitanya, he says the real treasure of bhakti yoga is what? Tears that are coming from your eyes while you are chanting his name. Tears. Tears means there is some gratefulness, is there some emotions, is there, and this is the dhana, the treasure of bhakti. The treasure of bhakti process is when emotions come And you see simple man, no initiation, nothing, no connection with institution. You just, this is the power of Srila Prabhupada. This is the power of Srila Prabhupada and his books. Some people can even, without any knowledge before, just accept it and get the fruit. So this was for me an unforgettable example. No? It's very, very, very strong example. So heart has to melt. Heart has to melt. We don't need to do so many seva. It's sufficient to offer one flower to Krishna, but with love. With love. That's why we are. Chanting so much. One can say, why are we chanting so much? It's just once Krishna and that's it. Huh? Why we chant so much? Love for Krishna. Yeah, that's it. Why we want to do so much service? Because we want to satisfy Krishna. That's a real thing. Because of love. First there is practice. First we're practicing, and then something happens. And what happens is what? Attitude. Attitude changes. Attitude. From me and my rounds to Krishna. Me, my rounds, my sadhana, my seva, my this, my to Krishna. Krishna seva, Guru seva, devotee seva. Okay, Hare Krishna. That would be for now. Any question? If we have time, you want to say yes, we have time. That's why I've seen. Any questions so far? Yes? Is there a mic or should I repeat it? I can repeat it. Okay, I will repeat it for the audience.
So this chapter is like all about understanding the devotion or to know Krishna, like you say, like Krishna is this thread that strings everything together. So going deep just into this whole chapter, how can one theoretically understand more? Not just by reading, but is there any practical thing that one can do while reading, or somehow get it into one's heart more?
Realization, some more realization.
Yeah.
So the question is interesting question. This chapter is about Krishna. So what can one do to realize it more deep? Is that something, the question? To realize it more deeply? Yeah. So just by reading, actually, Lord Krishna says, one who just studies this conversation is worshipping me with his intelligence. So one thing is, if you really want to get it, then one thing is you can take it early in the morning on Brahma Muhurta and read. Or you can take it also before you're going to sleep and read. These are powerful times, I always keep repeating this, especially for devotees who live in the ashrams, when we read, when there is time after lunch. After lunch, I was going to write, what happens after lunch? Your all blood is in the stomach, and you read Yeah, I see it all over. This is how we live, because devotee thinks, okay, now I have time after lunch, we are innocent, we want to icon or read, I have time, but you don't know what is happening inside. You had a good meal, and after a lot of this prasad, nectarian prasad, which you need to digest it, and you will not be able to read. Yeah. So, pick up good time for reading. That's one advice, that you can really pick a good time, even if it is, don't worry if it is short, if it is 5 minutes, Don't worry, these 5 minutes will be much more effective than 1 hour of... Believe me, yes. So don't think about, I need to read 1 hour and then do this for an hour. Don't do that. It will be just a trap for you. Just take 5 minutes, early Brahma Muhurta, early morning, 5 minutes take. You will see, you by yourself, what's happening. So this one thing is, find a good time. Study our body, when you have a good attention, when you can imbibe, and then find a good time and imbibe. Then you can also repeat. Sometimes I read over and over, same thing, and then going through the purport, analyzing the words also. Because this takes time, and then some taste develops. Not if you're not intellectual, like inclined, no problem. But if you are, then it's very good to enter and think about each sentence. Read each sentence by separately, and then think about it. Where I can find other things about it. So this is Shastra Vicharana. It's and when we do it in the company of devotees or in two, if somebody could, that's also. Another thing, how can we go more? Because deeply is what happens to Arjuna. He accepted Lord Krishna as the Supreme, but what happened then? Next, he wanted to hear more. No? The whole 10th chapter after this is Lord Arjuna wants to hear more about Krishna's opulences in this world. Please tell me more. Now Krishna starts explaining the nectar. So this is also hearing more about Krishna. So we have Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. We read the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So this is very, very, very advisable. And then what else? We put it into practice. We go into Kirtan. We are practicing. So we go into Kirtan, and then we look into the deities. And then when we come in the Kirtan, we can think also, I'm coming here to serve you, Lord Krishna. You can come in the Kirtan, I'm going to enjoy a little bit in Kirtan, have a good time there, that's good. But if you come there and think, I'm going to do some service for Krishna, that's attitude. Attitude. So we can practice, always exercise, and also sincere devotee or any spiritual person must analyze himself. You must look yourself and see, what is my motive now? What is my attitude? And don't be ashamed too much of it. Let's make you humble, and then maybe we can surrender more. The more we become humble, Krishna is more mercy coming on, because we are down. When you are down, water falls down on you. If you go above the... what will fall on you? No water coming down. So therefore, this is the secret. The more we are humble there, the more juice, mercy will flow down. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says here, only by devotional service one can overcome the impurities. No. How? Because you become humble. And then impurities cannot catch. We take shelter of Krishna, we are safe. And you think, me, and then so many offenses we do. I'm superior to everybody, even to Krishna. This is big illusion. It comes out of the living entity naturally, because we are fallen Kali Yuga products, But by devotional service, sincere service, we can get so much fulfillment. Thank you for that question. If you want to add something, or...
like that you were the top one, we can see the translation, but he's saying you're the supreme, you're like a param, like your truth, you're the truth, you're original. And then he says the Nāradas, asito, devalo, vyāsaḥ, they always say this.
Yeah.
This is the 10th chapter, right?
Yes.
So later in the chapter he says that Krishna says, I am Narada, I am also yes. So
yeah.
So how is that in there?
Yes, that's how it is. Because Lord Krishna says you see this 10th chapter, first Krishna, the essence, the Chatushloki essence, aham sarvasya prabhava, mata sarvam pravartate. What that means? I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. You know? So it is in one sense not different from Krishna. You know? Like sun rays, you know, and sun. You cannot say that rays of the sun are not the sun. You know? In the same time, you cannot say they are sun in its fullness. So this is the way to understand. Lord Krishna is Vyasa. Lord Krishna is also the devotees. You know, Lord Krishna is the devotees. Lord Krishna is everything. But we have, in the same time, we have a differentiation, which will enable us to taste rasa. Even Panchatattva, you know. Panchatattva Atmakam Krishnam. It's Krishna. Panchatattva is Atmakam Krishnam. It's Krishna. It's absolute truth. Panchatattva. But is in 5 features. You know? So this is for the brain, our Western brain or scientific brain is little bit difficult because it is simultaneously one and different. You know. And this is this knowledge is like this. You know. It's not that Lord Krishna is Vyasa and that's it. You know. But Vyasadeva is incarnation also. You know? Also incarnation. Narada also, powerful incarnation, expansion of Krishna. Listed in the Bhagavatam as one of the incarnations, you know, in first canto. Incarnation for bhakti. 4 Kumaras also. So then there are categories, you know. But whether they are living beings that are empowered, you know, like Shaktya-vesha we say, or it is God himself, it's no difference for us. Actually, you know, it's avatar. Dashavatara, some of the Dashavataras are living entities that are empowered especially, and some are directly the Lord. But that makes no difference. If Lord empowers somebody, you know, he carries the power of the Lord. You'll get the effect, it will be there. So like this, this is a good thing to also ponder about and think, and read, and then it becomes discovered. And if you have some questions, you write down some questions, you know. Because we must have many questions. If you read really careful, you will have many questions. And many questions they also get answered just by doing devotional service. Because some questions are crucial, but this is the most important question. When you accept Krishna, then the other questions are, you know, just intellectual understandings. You know. But if you accepted Krishna in the heart and surrendered, we have done it. That's it, you know. The rest follows. It is 7 o'clock. Time is to conclude. Thank you so much for your presence, attention.